Now, some of you might have heard or seen the whole Mr. Simone Biles interview, where basically Simone Biles' husband says that he's the prize, that he's the catch, that she pulled him, and there's all this backlash about it. Now, I'm not here to dissect their relationships or make judgments on them, but I do want to use this interview as a conversation starter for some very important teachable moments when it comes to relationships. Hey friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Jill, and I help women step into their power, tap into their feminine energy, and become their best self. So if that's something you want to do, you should subscribe and stick around. So if for some reason you live under a rock or just don't know who Simone Biles is, maybe you never watched the Olympics. She is a very famous Olympic gymnast, and she is one of the most decorated athletes of all time. Like, she is really, really good at her sport. She is the very best at her sport. And she is married to a professional football player who has not reached the same success in his sport. And her husband went on a podcast, I believe, and the interviewers asked him about his relationship with Simone and all that kind of stuff. And I found a very good TikTok video that just kind of breaks down the whole interview and everything. So basically, we're gonna watch that together and then talk about it.
Simone Biles' husband is a walking red flag.
I always say we the men that catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Is what you saying.
Cause I was fighting it. I was fighting it.
The interviewers are laughing because they know how insecure he's being right now, and they don't believe him.
This man got into a relationship with Simone Biles, and he's acting like she's the one who should be lucky.
How in the hell did you pull Simone Biles? How did you do that, bro?
Man, it's really how she pulled me, man. That's the question.
How she pulled me, man, that's the question.
He pops up, and I'm like, let me see who this is. Gymnastics, I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she got to be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and
that interviewer totally is not believing a word that he's saying.
Have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in.
I just don't believe that he didn't know who Simone Biles was. Like, think that he has a little bit of jealousy towards his wife. Listen to this.
It was all these moms, and they're there with their kids, and we walked past, and everybody stopped, and just kids are like shaking, and it's like, oh my God, and I'm like,
You thought it's because you thought you were fine, huh?
man, nah, that's just funny.
So now that guy's kind of making fun of him. That podcast host is funny.
They asking me, they like, here, can you take this picture? And I'm like,
He centered so much of their love story around the fact that she chased him.
because if she wouldn't have messaged me, chances are, like, I probably wouldn't have. I probably was just, mine would have went somewhere else and wouldn't have thought to, but she messaged me.
Okay. If she wouldn't have messaged him, he probably wouldn't have gone for her. That's basically what he's saying. So that's kind of the gist of it. Okay, so here's the thing. If a man thinks that he is the prize, then he will not cherish you because he doesn't see you as a gem, because he doesn't see you as that prize. And not all men will see you as a prize, because that's just how relationships and attraction works. If you are the one who has to work to get his attention, if you are the one who has to work to get him to like you, then I promise you, you will continue to have that same dynamic throughout the rest of your relationship. And they also talked in this interview about how Simone Biles was the one to message him first, and Simone was the one to drive 40 minutes to go see him and all this stuff, and she did pursue him, basically allowing him to be the choosy one. But the reality is throughout humanity, women have been the choosy sex because that's just how it is, biologically speaking. That's how it is. We have to be choosier because we have a lot more to lose if we choose the wrong person. We can get pregnant with the wrong person and then not be supported. We can get hurt by the wrong person. We can get physically hurt by the wrong person. We have to be choosier in that process, and there is no way around that. Therefore, because we are the choosier sex, we tend to be viewed more as the prize, not because women are better than men. Because we have so much that we could potentially lose, we have to be choosy. We have to be strategic. We can't just give our energy and our attention to anyone. It has to be earned. And this is the thing, that if you're with a guy who doesn't see you as a prize, then he will not treat you as a prize. If he does not see you as a gem, he will not treat you as a gem. He will not cherish you and love you in the way that you deserve to be loved and cherished. But here's the thing though, it doesn't matter what's actually reality. Like it doesn't matter if he is a level 10 and you're a level 5. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Chris Hemsworth dating, plain Jane from next door. All that matters is how he views her. It doesn't matter if she's a 5 or a 10. It's how does he see her? I'm gonna be honest, when Cole and I started dating, which was a long time ago, but the point is still relevant, there were a few people who were like, why is he dating her? Basically implying that he was another level than me and I pulled him or whatever it's called, I don't know. And there was like a little bit of confusion around that. And honestly, I don't really think they were wrong. At least in that time in my life, I think that was actually pretty accurate. But the important part though, is that Cole, my husband, never thought that way. He never thought that way. And I always knew that he always viewed me as the prize. He had to work to get me. It doesn't matter what is reality, but I knew by the way that he talked to me, by the way that he showed up for me and put in effort, I knew that he viewed me as a gem. And I would never be with a man that doesn't view me in that way. Again, not all men will. And it doesn't matter if there's just the most perfect specimen of a man. He has everything that you want. If he's not interested in you, then he is not your soulmate. If he does not naturally see you as a catch, then he is not your soulmate. Men also need to pursue a little bit to feel like you are the prize, that they have to, kind of earn you a little bit. Like you won't be treated like a prize if he didn't have to put in any work. You're not a participation trophy. Now, another thing that women can take from this video, especially high achieving women, is that if he is not happy for you or proud of you or supportive of you when you reach those accomplishments, when you have good news to bring him, when you achieve at something, then he is not the one. If he is not excited for you, then he is against you. If he is not supporting you, if he doesn't like you in those moments, then he doesn't like you and he is bitter and he probably resents you and he's probably insecure. I'm gonna play one more short clip that I found on TikTok from the interview.
The other day I said, you know what, in a couple years, nobody is gonna call him Simone Biles' husband. They'll call me Jonathan Owen's wife.
Okay, so basically, she is really sweet. She is trying to talk up her husband and lift up her husband because you know what? That's what a partner in marriage does. That's not just what the man's supposed to do for the wife, but the wife's also supposed to do that for the husband. Now, a lot of people are saying that she's pulling herself down to bring him up. I'm not really gonna talk about that point. It's kind of irrelevant. What I'm trying to say is that she is intentionally trying to push him up and praise him in public because that's what a good spouse does. And he is not reciprocating. He is trying to praise himself and push her down. A good spouse positively talks up their partner and is proud of them and happy for them for all of their achievements. Now, I'm not saying that he is not supportive of her achievements. I hope that he is. He probably is. But in this interview, he's reflecting an example of a man that is not proud of his woman, like that he is not proud to be her man. The point is that he is minimizing her. And when you are with a man that minimizes you in life, you will be constantly fighting to be good enough. Again, you will never be truly cherished. If he is not supportive of you in all of your achievements, then he is not the one. Cole tells all of his friends and all of his coworkers about my YouTube channel. And honestly, it's a little embarrassing, but it is sweet. And he is always talking me up to everyone he meets. And he talks about all the time how proud he is of me, not just to me, but also to everyone that he meets, literally to all of his coworkers. This is what a partner should do. This is what a husband should do for their wife. This is also what a wife should do for their husband. She seems like she's doing that for him. I'm not sure if he does that for her or not, but in this particular interview clip, it seems like he is minimizing her. And compare this to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, right? Both are very successful. Taylor Swift is like mega pop star, like crazy successful, right? Travis Kelce is successful in his own right. He is like a successful football player. But Taylor Swift is still what most people would say, a higher achieving woman than he is. But he does not waste any opportunity to talk her up. He is always supporting her. He is always hyping her up and rooting for her. And everyone knows that. Everyone can see that. This is what a good partner should do. Let's read some comments from those clips. As a married man, I seize every opportunity to talk up my wife. Marriage is about building each other up. Exactly. If he is not building you up, he is not the right man. Simone, he should be your biggest fan. Yes, 100%. My mom always told me to never love a man more than he loves me. This explains why. My grandma told me the same. She said if you love him more, he will not feel the need to pursue you and will other women. If he loves you more, he will always be pursuing you and treating you like a queen. So you are confident and secure and want to make him happy in return. I actually talk about this a bit in my How to Receive Princess Treatment video, which I'll put up here. You know, I'm a believer in this. I feel like if a woman loves her man more, then the relationship usually doesn't work out because he doesn't see her as that gem and then she never feels cherished. He's an insecure man who needs to tear her down to build himself up. Red flags. If Travis Kelce can go to Argentina to go see his girlfriend, this man, still don't know his name, could drive to her. We obviously don't know what he's like as a husband now, but he makes it clear that in the beginning he put in zero effort and that he was the catch and that she pursued him. If he's not putting effort in the beginning, it's not likely he's gonna put effort in later on. Here's the thing is that your soulmate will want to date you. Your soulmate will want to drive 45 minutes to go meet you. You should only ever want to be with someone who actually really likes you. If you are a woman and want to stay in your feminine energy in a relationship, initiating is fine, but pursuing is a different story. And when you pursue, that makes him feel like he is the prize. And it doesn't matter if he eventually says yes and gets with you, you will always feel like you have to prove yourself, that you are good enough. And that is exhausting. That is not the energy of love and safety and being cherished. There's also news articles that say that her and her husband argue over who's the better athlete. And I don't know how much of a joke that is, but competition is never good in marriage. It doesn't work. And if you want a healthy partnership, there can't be competition there. It just has to be support and love and encouragement. Even if you are trying to achieve the same things, if he gets that and you don't, you have to be supportive of him. If you get that and he doesn't, he has to be supportive of you. And if he is not doing that, he is not the one. A woman and a man in partnership are meant to complement each other. They are meant to support each other. They're not meant to compete against each other. He's not meant to see you as competition. And once he sees you as competition, again, he will not see you as that precious gem that he needs to love and cherish. And again, it doesn't matter how perfect a man is. If he is not interested in you, then he is not perfect for you. In relationships and in life, but in this context, in relationships, don't force things. There's this quote and I love it. It's softness opens doors that force cannot move. And this is the beauty of the feminine. This is the beauty of surrendering and leaning back. And it's ironic, but when you surrender, that's actually when you start getting your power back. That's when you start gaining your control as a woman. So there are a few takeaways from this. One, your man should always be propping you up, no matter what, in public or in private. If he is trying to diminish you or pull you down or humble you, he is not the one. The second thing is that your man should see you as a prize. It doesn't matter if he is better looking than you or whatever than you, he should see you as a prize. And if he does not see you that way, then he is not your soulmate. And the third thing, don't try to force things in relationships. There's that saying, if he wanted to, he would. Trying to force things takes your power away as a woman. Now, the good thing about all of these qualities though, is that they're quite easy to spot. There are a lot of things that you can spot on like the first, second, third date. If you start talking about your job or your accomplishments and he dismisses it, or he tries to tell you why his job is harder or whatever, these are signs. Don't invest your energy and your emotions and your heart into someone who is not fully cherishing you, supporting you, and sees you as that gem. If you only put your energy and your time and your attention into men who see you as a gem, yes, that will lower your quantity of men because not every guy is gonna see you like that, and that is fine. But the quality of those men will be so much higher. I'm a big believer that women shouldn't allow themselves to be totally enamored with a man unless you know that he is interested in you first. As a woman, you should only consider liking someone if you know that they are first attracted to you That is the first step. When we love hard. We put our whole heart and all of our emotions into it. We shouldn't just do that for any random man. That's reserved for the men who see you like a prize and see you like a gem. Now, I'm not saying that their relationship sucks or that they're not happy. Again, I'm not here to judge their relationship. I wish them the very best. And Simone Biles seems like a very, very sweet, wonderful woman. But a happy, loving, safe relationship rarely ever comes from this dynamic. It is the exception, not the rule. So know your worth, know that it's okay to be choosy. Only ever consider being with a man if he hypes you up and puts an effort to see you and supports you, if he is proud to be with you. And if he doesn't, if that is not him, then he is not your man. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time in my next video. Bye.